What's up, beautiful people? We're gonna try this. I'm not the most high-tech person, but I wanted to share a couple things with you. I actually turned the phone around, so we'll see if that actually works. And I wanted to talk about what's your pain point or what's your challenge in this present moment. You know, I know in the beginning of the year we talk about whether it's New Year's resolutions or goals or things that we want to improve upon or things that we want to shift and change or different ways that we want to feel versus the previous experience, the previous year. And then we get into like February and we have like this evaluation and reflection of are we really accomplishing or are we really on the right path of achieving those things or of shifting that frequency or raising your awareness or elevating your consciousness or growing personally, whatever term resonates with you, wherever you're at in this journey. And so it's important for us to constantly go back to our manifestations of our goals, of what we set aside for 2020, which really is, again, I said this in a previous video, it doesn't really have to be attached to 2020. You know, it's non-linear. It's just like we're in this big space of time, so like bring it to your present moment. And where are your opportunities, right? And up to this point, there's something within you, more than likely, that hasn't been poked and prodded enough, that hasn't grown as fast as you wanted it to grow, that hasn't improved or hasn't expanded. And for me, I'm going to talk about parenting because I have 3 children, and my life circumstances have changed dramatically, you know, over the last year and a half. And I'm in the process of, there's times where I'm a single dad with 3 kids, and I'm trying to create some level of consistency, some level of structure, some level of boundaries, parameters that allows my kids to feel safe, secure, and aware of what's going on, right? Like when dinner is, when they need to be home, what time is bedtime, how to communicate, how to treat each other, you know, just kind of all those types of things. And if you're a parent, you'll resonate with this. And I find myself thinking that there's an end result, like all of a sudden my kids are just gonna immediately change, and we're gonna have this like beautiful, flowing, harmonious dance that's rooted in love. And I aspire that. I actually feel that it's there. I feel that it's coming, and I feel that this is an opportunity for me in this year as I continuously strive to become the best version of myself every single day. And knowing that my greatest teachers are these 3 children that I had some level of, I don't know, influence on bringing them into this world. And at times, we're so focused on our priorities and our goals and what we desire and what we want that we lose sight of that presence that kids and children bring into this world and are here to share and show with us. And so I spent time at the kids' school today just really talking about just behavior, and their school is so beautiful. It's so different. It's an alternative school here in Costa Rica, and it's more about life skills. It's more about child-led, and it's a very, very different environment that these children are being raised in, that they're experiencing, not good or bad or right or wrong compared to the Western world or any other school, but they're being shown and taught different experiences. And so as I sat there, my old mind had my experiences of when I was in public school in Florida, and I'm sitting in this alternative school where the kids are just kind of walking around, and they're in their own little packs, and they're doing their own little things. Some are doing art, some are playing with some type of game, and some of them are building something. It's just so harmonious and so peaceful and so tranquil, the environment. It's a nurturing environment for prosperity and abundance within them. And so I find myself still struggling with how to create that peace. And the more I think to parent, the worse the result is. And the more I try to enforce, the worse the result is. The more I try to restrict, constrict, be serious, be adulting, the less it works. And so what I'm noticing is that as parents, sometimes we have these kids and they become so much of a priority that they become not a priority. meaning we do so many things with them, and our calendars are so full with things for them, and everything is about for them, for them, for them, that we don't actually give them what their main desire is from us, which is our presence, our true unconditional love and energy and presence and focusness. And what I notice in my own experience, that the more present I am with my children, the more present I am with pretty much all things that are surrounding me in life, because they are a priority of mine and they are amazing teachers to me. If I'm able to slow my mind and open my heart to connect with this little being that I'm not older than, I'm not more powerful than, I just physically have been in this body longer, but our souls have no age. So if we can start looking at these little people as our equals, that we don't own them, we will be so much more open to receiving information. And that humility and humbleness comes with all interactions with other human beings, with all interactions with any living beings, with any inhabitants of this planet. How we treat the wildlife, how we treat the trees and the plants and the flowers, how we treat a bug that accidentally goes from outside into our house. Are we scared and we kill the bug? Or do we scoop it up with a cup and toss him back into his environment, and he can send that energy back to us and say, thanks a lot. I got lost. I was off track. I wasn't here to harm you or hurt you. Get my point? Is that look at what our pain points are. Look at the things that we wanted to change when we started this year. Do a quick assessment. Do a quick reflection on how far you've come. And if you haven't done that list, write the list. It's 2 lists. Things that I have that I no longer want. And that could be abstract and concrete things. You know, it could be emotional, like spiritual, or it could be physical. And then things that I don't have. No, things that I already have that I don't want. Things I already have that I don't want, and things that I want that I don't have. Those 2 lists. And just allowing yourself to express and to write that stuff out puts things into motion. It sets it out into the universe to where it's energetically being circulated and worked upon. And then you have the courage enough to voice it and get it out. So my focus, as I share with you guys, is parenting, and I'm focused on it. I'm not just saying I'm focused on it. I'm consciously making an effort to be present. I'm constantly listening to things that are activating that desire. I'm going to the kids' school to talk with the people that created the school, that have a different pedagogy and a different way at which they communicate with children. And so I can learn, so I can humble myself, and I can let go of these old programs that I may have. So come into your presence. How are you feeling? How is your heart? How is your health? Are you well? Are you doing things that you love? Ask yourself, what is the most important things to me? What brings me inspiration? What makes me happy? How do I feel when I'm doing this? Evaluate your pie. You know, how much are you spending time in nature? How much are you spending time on self-care? And I'm not talking about like in front of the mirror, like squeezing your zits or something like that. I'm talking about genuine self-care, self-love. How slow do you brush your teeth? You know, do you touch your body and just send it love? You know, do you thank and have gratitude for this body that carries you in this little earthly experience that we have? Are you serving? And when I say serving is, are you sharing your unique gifts that you came here with? That feels so good when we share them. We may not have to know the why and the how, or we may not need to know the what and the how, but as long as we have the why, that's where we start. That's where the purpose, that's where the fire is flowing from. So ask yourself, what's firing you up? And are you putting the right level of intention into it? Check yourself. It's only February. And go and attack the things that you want to shift in your reality. There's a beautiful documentary called The Shift by Wayne Dyer, Dr. Wayne Dyer. You can watch it on YouTube for free. And if you can get past some of the acting, and you can really connect with the message, I think you'll be blown away. And I would recommend watching it in solitude, watching it free of distraction, and even bring a pad and a pen and just allow yourself, because knowing that we're all in this together. So my message isn't foreign to whoever is listening and watching this. we're all feeling the same types of things because we're all energetically connected, right? We may be at different wavelengths and different frequencies and different levels, but we're all connected. And that's why some people's messages resonate and some people, they have to hear it from a different teacher with the same message. So my point is, I think that you'll enjoy that movie. Give yourself a quick reality check. Check to see how you're feeling in the heart, not in the mind. Check to see if you're activating your heart and opening your heart more and quieting your mind, allowing your mind to do the processing and the information and the data, and allow your heart to come with the feeling, the intuition, the inspiration, the love, the passion, the purity, the soul's alignment. And get yourself a pen and paper and just start journaling, start writing, start expressing things out of you. And you'll be surprised how many new hobbies and habits and things that you enjoy start coming into your field. I was speaking to a friend that I've known from college that I've been working with for pretty much the last year as he's going through a major transition and shift in his life. And on the surface, maybe it's judgment. I would have never expected him to have an interest in like art or music. And I don't know what called me to ask him if he had been thinking about that. I kind of know, because my experience is what my best story I can share is mine, because I'm living it and experiencing it, so I can use that in questioning if other people are feeling the same way. And what's funny is he had expressed that he had just thought of that. He was just thinking about that. Now, whatever the instrument may be, it doesn't have to be a musical instrument. It could be any instrument. But in that sense, you start opening up your heart, and this artistic creation starts to come. And that's such a beautiful, powerful place. So if you haven't found that, find it. If you have questions about how to find it, send me a private message. This is what I do. This is what I'm doing, is helping people transform, helping people shift, helping to guide people and activate people that may be stuck in some way or another. And I'm just sending love to you all. I'm sending love to anybody and all who actually made it this far in a video that is longer than the average 30-second video. It's exceeding our attention spans. And so I'm just sharing this from my heart, and I hope it resonates with either you, or if it does resonate with you and you may feel someone that it might benefit as well, just share it with them. It never hurts. You never know what message and who it comes from that can shift your frequency. As I sit here from, this ecological village in Costa Rica, I would have never thought I'd be here. And the level of creation and inspiration that comes from me just being in this environment is many, many, many times more powerful than my previous environment when it comes from opening my heart, tapping into my inner knowledge, my expansion, and my creativity. It's like a totally different being was birthed once I landed here. Now, it doesn't have to be Costa Rica. It's about, where do we find that space? Are we hungry to find that space? But no, it's within you. And all of the answers are within you. And what you'll always receive from me is that you have all of the answers. And I'm just here to help you activate them. So I love y'all. Have a beautiful day.